going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I am hiking back a little bit at the home lake here. Gonna soak some cut bait for some catfish. As you can tell, it's a little gloomy out today. Got a front moving through later tonight, expecting some rain, so figured I'd give it a couple hours this evening, see if I can get a big catfish. It's definitely been a goal of mine recently to break the 15-pound mark for channel catfish. So I think I'm gonna set that goal this winter through spring and put some time into fishing this lake, trying to figure out where the big ones live. Just kind of playing around a few times in the past. We've gotten fish up to just about 10 pounds. So I don't think 15 pounds is unrealistic, but there are a lot of those cookie cutter 4 to 6 pounders. So trying to target those, bringing you guys along to kind of show you my thought process and how I pick my spots, pick my baits, and kind of how I learn as this I guess little challenge that I've set for myself goes on. So today I'm gonna try a spot that I've been fishing for bass late in the season. There's been a lot of shad hanging out in this area. It's a big flat with a lot of hard bottom, rocky structure, but then there's a nice little drop off that goes to this like deep muddy channel. So I'm gonna toss one bait out on the shallow flat, one bait out on the deeper drop off, and just give it some time, let it soak. But bait today, we got some fresh mackerel that I caught in Newport that we didn't end up using on a bluefin trip. So I took them home, froze them up, got like 6 of those. We'll cut them up into, I don't know, 3 or 4 inch chunks. We'll lob those bad boys out there and see what we can get. But yeah, stay tuned for this one, guys. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to break 15 pounds. Got the scale in the old chair, good old bait and weight, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. And the reason I picked this spot, as you can tell on the ground, there's a lot of just chunk rock, and there's a big flat that goes out all the way probably to that buoy out there. And it's a spot that I was fishing in the fall for largemouth a lot, because there's always shad kind of hanging out on this flat, and then over to the right that chunk rock drops off into like a muddy creek channel. And again, the reason I know that, I don't have any electronics on the float tube or the kayaks or anything back here. It's just from, oh, that's a bite. That's a good sign right there. This line's been in the water for maybe about 3 minutes here, so let's see if it holds on to it. I'm just letting him run with it for a bit. It was a pretty big chunk of mackerel I threw on there, so I want to make sure he's got it. So right now I'm just kind of feeding him line. I don't know if you heard that bell kind of ringing. Just feeding him a little bit of line. Hopefully he holds on to it, and it's not a small one just chewing on it. There we go, stay on there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of rocks out there. Nice. Stay on, buddy. He is bumping into a lot of rocks, so I like using that short 20-pound leader. We don't really have quagga mussels here, but these rocks are very, very sharp. That was awesome. Not a big one, but oh, it's actually not bad. Huh. Well, I think that's a good sign to start there. Not a giant, probably a little 3.5, 4 pounder. Check that out. Hear him talking to me? Well, that's a good intro to any video, is getting bit right away. Might as well kind of explain how I like to hold catfish. These, I guess these are their pec fins. They're almost like a triggerfish, I guess, where they don't extend past right here forward. So it's kind of a really rigid like good holding area. So I grab the tail, put my fingers behind those fins, and I kind of almost extend the fish, pulling away from pulling my hands in opposite directions. It kind of makes that fish feel like he's kind of immobilized, so he doesn't freak out as often. But it's a good start to the video. Right on. So trying to catch your mama there. All right, get a release on this guy real quick. Thanks, buddy. All right, what I'm using for bait today is just some frozen mackerel that I caught in Newport. We took it, we actually went on a bluefin trip, made a bunch of mackerel, didn't end up using them all. So kept them, froze them probably 5 or 6 in Ziploc bags, just so I didn't have like a big bag of them I have to thaw out and freeze again. So I just figured 5 or 6 should get us through any, 2-3 hour session, generally speaking. So got a bunch of those in the outside freezer. Great catfish bait, really oily and smelly. And it stays on the hook pretty good. But if you guys don't have access to mackerel, you really can use anything. I like mackerel. I feel like it definitely, in my experience, gets the bigger bites versus, like a hot dog, night crawler, even like chicken or old steak, anything like that. If I were to pick something else, like I do love using like old steak, like leave a steak out for a little bit. The steak stays on the hook really well, and you can fire it out super far. Hot dogs do work, but they come off the hook really easily, so just keep that in mind. But if you can get your hands on some mackerel, great bait, and it casts pretty well. Just hook it through once, lob it out there, should be pretty good. Obviously, if you're taking like kids out fishing, or like your girl or whatever, and you don't want to deal with like stinky bait, a night crawler is never a bad idea. Good thing about using night crawlers is you do get a lot of bycatch. So you'll catch bluegill, bass, you'll get your catfish, sometimes carp. So it's a little bit more steady action if you're not specifically targeting catfish. That's always a good option. But yeah, fun fishing. Honestly, you guys know I love going offshore and fishing the ocean and doing a lot of bass fishing, but there's something about coming out and getting back to your roots, doing the bait and weight, and trying to set some new goals and try to break them. There you go. And then with that 3/0 hook, I'm just hooking it right through the back once. You don't got to get fancy with it. I feel like the skin on the back and that little fin area is like, sorry, I thought I got another bite. That right there holds the hook the best. If you try to like get too fancy with it, you end up tearing the skin. It's really easy to cast off, and it makes it really easy for that catfish to grab it. And just when they take off with it, it sometimes will rip it off the hook before you even get a chance to get a hook in them. But real simple to start. If I notice this is only catching smaller ones, I might start using a bigger hook and a bigger chunk of mackerel. Hopefully keep those smaller fish away and draw in those big bites. Holding the rods, I just got the cheapo little rod holders. Obviously the rocky ground made it hard to stick it in the ground here, so I had to build my little rock stand. Open bail to these little bells that I bought on Amazon. You can definitely hear those things from a pretty good distance away. Of course, I'm on the phone when I get a bite. Jeez, that one's way out there. This one feels a little better. Ooh. So this one wasn't swimming away as fast as that first one, and I have noticed that the smaller ones grab that bait and book it. This one was just kind of swimming real slow, so I'm hoping it's a little bit better one. Oh yeah, definitely. Look at that one. Buddy. Dang. we go. It's a little bit better one. You can see how he's rolling on the rocks right there, kind of scratched himself up a little bit. That one will probably get closer to 5 pounds. Big ol' head. I'm gonna pop that hook out real quick, get a release on him. All right. There we go. Nice, beautiful catfish. Ugh. Oh. Go the other way. That way. Sorry, bud. Nope, that way. Go. Get out of here. That guy couldn't figure it out. All right, fish number 2. So far the shallow spot with all the chunk rock has been most productive. Only gotten 2 bites, but landed them both. The other one over there in the muddy channel hasn't gotten a bite yet, but I'm gonna upsize that chunk. A little bit bigger piece of bait here, and let's hope they just keep getting bigger. Nice easy cast. That big chunk of mackerel, you can cast it real far. Stays on the hook pretty nice as long as you don't whip it out there. It can rip off. Anytime I'm fishing less than 15 feet of water, I also don't like to use a weight. There's no reason to. There's no current really, not a lot of wind, so you definitely don't need weight here. That big chunk of mackerel sits on the bottom just fine, and that way when that catfish picks it up, it doesn't feel any tension of weight dragging. You're less likely to get snagged, all the above, so you don't have to use a weight every time. Had to sprint over here to grab this rod. Heard the bell going off. And obviously come and grab the camera, but this one over here in the mud finally got bit. Doesn't feel giant though. I was just about to move this one since it hadn't gotten a bite yet. Alright. Got some moss on you, sorry bud. Come back. Got a cookie cutter little 3-pounder. And I don't know if anyone else does this, but the catfish will still eat that little piece of mackerel that's left. There we go. So let's rip that off and we'll give that to him. Just sprint over here so fast, but I'll let him eat that. There you go, bud. Oh, he bit me. Those crunchers just like pull that thing down there and it's gone. See him chewing on it. There you go, bud. Cool. Get a release on that one. Fish number 3. Let's go. Woo! That's fun. I've been here for probably, I don't know, 45 minutes. Got 3 bites, landed 3 fish. Hard to complain about that. But yeah, like I was just saying, since this one hadn't gotten a bite yet, I was just about to move it over there to the left. Kind of similar structure to where I got the first 2 bites, but just in a different zone. But maybe I'll keep one here. playing with it. This is something else I noticed too. If you're getting a bite and the catfish isn't just taking the bait, a lot of people will set the hook or reel it in too early, check their bait. I leave it for at least another 3 minutes before I decide to reel it in and check the bait. So this rod was getting bit. It's not right now, but sometimes those catfish will pick that bait up, start to swim with it, feel the tension of the rod, of that line coming off, and drop it real quick. But they definitely can't resist it if you just let it soak out there a little more. And generally speaking, they'll come back and take another bite at it. So right now I have the rod pointed straight at the line. So that way, if the catfish does come back and pick it up again, it will flow right off the spool real smooth and it won't feel any tension. It's because he swam straight at me. Oh, that one's got some head shakes. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, going right in the rock, right in the rocks, right in that freaking stick. Feisty one. There we go. Wrapped up on someone else's line. Another little bit better one. Find someone else's line there, bud. Out of the water, we'll throw that in the trash. There we go. Another probably 5-pound channel catfish. Ugh. One thing I have noticed, compared to where I was living, the catfish there, every so often you'd catch one that looked like this that was just super healthy, real fat, nice color. A lot of them definitely had like a skinny big head syndrome where they were malnourished, but here every single catfish just looks so healthy and fat. Just goes to show that this lake is definitely in good shape. There's a lot of crawdads or crayfish in here, tons of threadfin shad of all sizes, lots of little minnows and stuff like that for these guys to eat. But pop that hook out, let them go. See you later, buddy. All right, so that's 2 fish for right here now. So I'm gonna keep soaking one here. That's just, it's funny how it works where you kind of start to doubt yourself and you start trying to jump the gun a little too early, but sometimes it is beneficial to be patient. So yeah, like I said earlier, I was planning on moving that rod over there, but then that one just got bit twice and now the original one hasn't gotten touched. So now I'm thinking, let's move that one there. But I think I'm just gonna leave them where they're at right now for at least, we'll give it like 15-20 minutes before I start moving any. Because if they're starting to maybe push into this cove as that sun is getting closer to setting, that's something I pay attention to, right? So maybe they're out on this flat earlier in the day, but now they're starting to push into this little bit deeper cut where there's mud on the bottom to feed, or maybe stage up for feeding at night, who knows? So just paying attention to little things like that can mean having like an okay day or a great day. ourselves a runner. Oh. Dang it, jumped the gun on that one. Robbed me. So that does happen sometimes. I did notice that fish started taking off really fast. And even with the spinning rod pointed straight at him, I can feel the line kind of grabbing the spool just a little bit. And sometimes I do drop it. That one was either in the process of dropping it or had already dropped it by the time I went to set the hook. So swing and a miss, didn't feel the hook, so let's get a fresh bait out there, see if we can get him. All right, I think he came back for it. Either that or they're starting to school up on this spot here. It's so interesting how they're biting over there. Now I'm only getting bites on this side. But this one's just kind of picking it up, swimming a short distance, and it seems like it's dropping it. So I'm gonna give him a little bit more time to decide if he wants to take it or not. All right, he's running with it. Oh man. I don't know how I keep missing that guy. At least I got my bait this time. Jeez. Well, it's definitely in his mouth. I don't know why he keeps dropping it. In my past experience, I have noticed that when that happens, it's generally a smaller fish. Just grabbing it, running a little bit, dropping it, kind of repositioning it in its mouth. Especially with that big of a chunk of bait. So it might just be a smaller one out there, a few smaller ones just kind of grabbing it, swimming, chewing on it. But we got plenty of bait, so I'm just gonna keep throwing them out there. To the other side. Here comes that evening snap, I think. All right, this one's running. Oh, dang it. I don't know why they're not holding on to it now. All right, still got most of my bait on this, so I'm gonna lob this one back out. Go check on that other one again real quick. Must be a bunch of little guys. Bringing the chair back. Oh, at least I got this one. All right, there we go. Same thing happened last time I was out here. It was real slow until about this time of day, and it went wide open until maybe 20 minutes after dark, and then it just got completely dead. So definitely gonna try to keep a bait in the water. I did get one that was just over 8 pounds last time. A little guy. Oh, look how fat he is. You've been out there stealing my bait, haven't you? All right, really healthy little guy. Pop that hook out and get him back in there. I do want to try to get a bait back in the water as soon as I can, because I have a feeling it's going to pop off. But yeah, this size and smaller like to grab it, run with it, grab it, run with it. You can tell that their mouth is about the size of that chunk I'm using, really. So really easy to pull it out of their mouth and for them just to drop it. You need to have just a California fishing license.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Can I stay a little bit just watching you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you've got a big one, huh?
Maybe. It feels like he might be stuck in the rocks. We'll see though.
Oh, fuck.
He was way out there.
Oh yeah, big way.
Got him out of the rocks.
Come closer. Oh, look at you, man.
There we go, nice catfish.
So cool. Wow.
He even gave me my bait back.
Oh, that's your bait?
Yeah.
You put your meat?
It's a like piece of mackerel
Tuna?
from the ocean.
Oh.
All right.
It's big.
Yeah, it's a decent one, huh? Another decent one. Right in the corner of the mouth. That hook out.
You take it out. Wow.
He's actually pretty skinny compared to
Can I
the.
take picture for it?
Yeah, of course. Maybe I'll feed him that piece. It looks like he needs some food. He's a little skinny.
Oh, really? I thought you were gonna eat it right away.
No, I just let him go.
Oh, nice. You're
But-
so cool.
I'll give him this chunk of meat here. Here you go, buddy. Ow, he bit me.
To make
He
it,
bit
to
me.
make it bigger?
Yeah, because all the other ones are fat. This guy's kind of skinny, but like, see, he's chewing on it.
Yeah.
He'll swallow that, no problem. So,
Wow.
get him back in the water. See you, bud. All right, sorry guys, you obviously can't see what's going on right now, but just got another bite here. I met my buddy Isaac here. I was walking, going for a little hike, and stopped by to see what was going on, but dang, look at that one's head.
Hi guys, it's so fun right here. That's a big one.
That is a much better one.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Big catfish.
Hopefully he doesn't bite me too hard. There we go, check that one out.
Yeah.
Just had to wait till it got dark, I guess. Wow, look at the length on that one.
Yeah, it's really big one. It's way bigger than before.
Yeah, way bigger than the last one. All right, biggest one of the night, I guess probably 7-pounder. Big ol' head on her. She's a little skinny though. All right, see you, girl. That's awesome. Thanks for your help, man. Appreciate it. Right on. Let's go check this other one real quick. Check these mean guys out. Gosh, that's why I kept losing all my bait. Whoa. I got, it's been about half an hour since my last one, but I kept getting bites, but I was missing every single fish, and it was starting to frustrate me. I was thinking it was little channels, but I forgot that there are bullhead in here. Check that thing out. So these little guys are the ones that have probably been grabbing that bait and taking off with it, and I haven't been able to hook them. But that's actually a decent sized bullhead. They don't get very big, but I'm telling you guys, these things, their jaw power compared to a channel cat is insane. I will never lip one of these. All right. Ah. See you, bud. All right, guys, so real quick, I'm just gonna do an outro before I lose all of our light because, as you all know, GoPros are terrible in the dark. I did bring a little lantern here, brand new. Oh, there we go. Slash flashlight. Whoa. So I am gonna fish into the dark a little bit. Seems like I did have a little bite window there for about like 20 minutes, but seems to have slowed down just a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna fish a little bit into the dark and see if there's another like rebite. But obviously, if I catch anything, I'll do my best to get the lantern or the flashlight out so you guys can see it. But yeah, I I think it was a good start to this little series I'm going to do to try to break 15 pounds on the channel catfish. No big ones today. Last time I was out here, I did catch one that was a little over 8 pounds. I'm getting bit again.